Wells Fargo CEO Tim Sloan was interrogated on Tuesday by the Senate Banking Committee, including Elizabeth Warren, um, about all the fraudulent accounts that Wells Fargo created in the past. The former CEO was fired, got $124 million severance package. Elizabeth Warren told Sloan he should lose his job. That's her stern warning. Stern wording. You should lose your job. No, he should be in federal prison. That's where he should be. Lose his job? Oh, wow. That's so harsh. Boy, these corporate Democrats are just so mean to these nice young banking men. There's a guy dressed up as like one of the Monopoly guy hanging out there. And, nothing will happen. This is more kangaroo court bullshit because the corporations have infiltrated the regulatory arms of every business. So nothing really is going to happen. This guy won't he'll have to step down. And oh my God, what would that mean? He can't fly in a private jet, has to fly first class on a commercial aircraft like a goddamn savage. Is that how they're going to punish this guy? Because these assholes should be in federal prison, but they won't be. They won't be in federal prison. Let's go into some of the details about the good folks at Wells Fargo and some of their policies over the last couple of years. And now they get a stern talking to by Liz Warren. Wells Fargo was fined $185 million in September 2016 for opening 2 million bank and credit card accounts without customers' knowledge between 2011 and 2015. Any of us Wells Fargo customers get that money? So I had an IRA at Wells Fargo. I pulled it out and put it into a credit union. I still have my business accounts there. They don't have much money in them, but I'm trying to find some either credit union or non-for-profit banks that handle business accounts because I have a corporation. So I've looked at aspirations, but I don't think I can give my money to them. My ex-girlfriend works there, and she's an asshole. So the bank revealed earlier this year that the additional 1.4 million bank accounts were fraudulently created in a scandal that dates back to at least 2009. Sloan defended his company in his position there during his Senate testimony, saying that company executives and employees had been held accountable for their involvement. In a familiarly testy exchange, Warren effectively accused Sloan of securities fraud. Yeah, that should go to prison, not lose your job. You should go to prison. Securities fraud, prison. She produced years of transcripts on investor calls in which Sloan, then chief financial officer, forcefully touted Wells Fargo sales growth, a good portion of which was created with fake accounts. I can't wait to get a credit card in every one of our credit-worthy customers' wallets, Sloan said to investors in 2011. At the time, Sloan held 2 million shares of Wells Fargo stock. So he had a personal interest. The Los Angeles Times back in 2013 talked about the high-pressure sales culture of Wells Fargo, and Sloan went back to pumping up the stock price by bragging about sales growth on the next investor call. Sloan acknowledged he made no move to investigate problems at the bank after the LA Times story, claiming that he wasn't given details. But as The Intercept reported last October, just 3 months before the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau fined Wells Fargo $185 million for fake accounts, when the bank was well aware of the issue, Sloan responded to a question from American banker about whether the sales culture had gone too far by saying that the fundamental strategy that we have is not going to change. Warren concluded, "You should be fired. Wells Fargo is not going to change with you in charge." Oh, I was just watching that show Narcos, season 3 on Netflix, and it's like Colombia, where the drug cartel bought the president, got the president elected, and the drug cartels were basically going to negotiate their surrender. That's what happened. That's how corrupt it was. They were negotiating their surrender. These are men that run drug cartels. These are murderers. This is how corrupt our banking is. We look at Colombia as, oh my God, there's these corrupt, Central American, South American countries. What do? We do the same thing. Ours is just fancier. Ours doesn't involve, murdering people on the streets for drug money, but we just, create 5.2 million foreclosures and stuff like that. And people were, are protesting these things. The guy dressed as Monopoly was handing out get out of jail free cards. To the senators. So the CFPB arbitration rule bars companies from forcing their customers to forfeit their right to a day in court, effectively including a clause in the contract that allows the consumer to be ripped off. In a press conference last week, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat, compared passing a repeal of CFP rule to the equivalent of Republicans handing out get-out-of-jail-free cards to Wells Fargo and Equifax. They're trying to, the worst that happens is this asshole is going to get fired and be able to get back on his private jet and some other company will hire him. That's the worst that's going to happen. It's more flim-flam, scammy stuff. I'm reading off of an article in The Intercept that was written by Ida Chavez and Dave Dane. So, it's good to follow to see just how it's all nonsense. This is what the banking industry does. Trump's doing this. Obama did this. Bush did this. Clinton. Watch the movie Inside Job. This is what they do. And our tax dollars bail them out. $185 million fine. Wow. That's like, that's like $100 to a bank. So, guys, let's try to make a difference here, The mainstream media is not going to report on these stories like this. That's why you guys support this. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood. I could use your support. I could use a little more to get more going here. I'm sort of leveled off a little on the Patreon. Could use a little bump. Some of you have had to leave. I get it. Money issues. But if we could get some new folks involved, that'd be great. So thanks for watching and supporting the show.